Located on the former RAF base of Weston-Super-Mare in Somerset, the Helicopter Museum started off from modest beginnings to the current size of being home to over 80 helicopters. The collection has most of the helicopters operated by the Royal Air Force and the Royal Navy up to the present day, along with a sizable collection of helicopters from other countries. Today I am at the Helicopter Museum at Weston-Super-Mare, which is probably one of the largest collections of helicopters you'll see in one place anywhere in the world. Impossible to miss with its name written in big capitals on the outside. Let's explore the hangar. The collection starts off with a few small helicopters, but further along an entire row of 4 Lynx helicopters comes into view. There are some unusual variants amongst these, with the Lynx prototype on show in a grey Royal Navy scheme, whereas this scheme is usually associated with Lynx helicopters that came with wheeled landing gear. An HAS-3 version besides it sports the gloss dark blue scheme worn early on in the helicopter's career, and then there is another with some anti-tank missile tubes for its ground support role. Westland Wessex helicopters are plentiful here at the museum, with some very colourful schemes displayed. The bright red Wessex helicopter was the personal transport of the Queen, so it is not surprising to find it is in immaculate condition. Some other more battle-hardened Wessex helicopters include this one as part of the Falklands War display. There is also this Royal Aircraft Establishment helicopter in the attractive Raspberry Ripple scheme, and another colourful civilian Wessex in Bristow company markings. Just like the Wessex, which is a license-built version of an American helicopter, the Westland Whirlwind also had its origins from a Sikorsky helicopter design. Three of these are on show, one in a Royal Navy scheme, another helicopter operated by the Bristow Company, and an RAF Whirlwind in bright white and red colours. Staying with military helicopters of the UK Armed Forces for a while, 2 Bristol Belvedere helicopters can be found hiding away despite their large size. The Belvedere was a twin-rotor helicopter reminiscent of the famous Chinook that is used today by the Royal Air Force. Besides these are 2 of the Bristol Sycamore light utility helicopters, one of the first successful helicopter designs in Britain. Although virtually nothing of it survives today, the museum holds a small cabin section of the Fairey Rotodyne, a novel British transport helicopter design that used both conventional forward-facing propellers and a main rotor blade. The centre of the museum hosts a sizable collection of helicopters from behind the Iron Curtain. Although quite a rarity to see here in the UK, there are no less than 7 helicopters of Soviet design, ranging from the small MiL-Mi-1 Hare to the beast of an assault helicopter that is the MiL-24 Hind. Strangest of all of these is the Kamov Ka-26, a curiously designed light helicopter with twin main rotor blades. The MiL-4 closely resembles the American Sikorsky H-19 helicopter, the museum's example displayed in Czech Air Force markings. Built as a development to this is the MiL-8, a larger multi-role helicopter that could also be armed with the addition of pylons carrying all kinds of munitions. This particular MiL-8 was in the film Black Widow, the museum keen to point that out with this large poster of Scarlett Johansson. But in terms of attack helicopters, nothing from the Soviet era compares to the mighty MiL-24, boasting the capacity to both land units of soldiers from its internal cabin and to fight off any threats with rocket pods and a rotary cannon. The museum's example is in an East German Air Force scheme. But surely even a MiL-24 Hind would be no match for this thing when it's piloted by a certain British secret agent. They also have here James Bond's famous Autogyro. The name's Bond. James Bond. A few US Army helicopters are also on show here in their Vietnam War mini exhibit. These being the famous Bell UH-1 Huey helicopter and the light observation OH-6 KUs. It may be my own opinion, but some early helicopters barely look like they were being designed properly. My case in point being this Piasecki HUP-3 in Canadian markings. There's also a few helicopters of European origin, with several companies from Germany, Italy and France competing with their own designs. Largest of these is the French-built Sud Aviation Super Frelon, this one in the Greek civilian airline of Olympic. A more sleek French design is the SA-365 Dauphin, the original company's design now being part of the Airbus Helicopters group. Other helicopters that became part of this group include the Super Puma, the museum's example being in Bristow markings and featuring its own crew member and a video displaying its operational use. The vast majority of the exhibits are held inside, where they are packed quite tightly in to make use of the space available, and in most cases with their main rotor blades removed. There are some airframes outdoors, however, though again these are without their main rotors. These include a brightly painted EH-101 helicopter along with two Westland 30s. And to round off this video of the Weston-Super-Mare Helicopter Museum is this example of a Bristol Bloodhound ground-to-air missile and launcher. If you have enjoyed this video of the Helicopter Museum at Weston-Super-Mare, why not leave a like and follow my channel for more, and I'll bring you many more aviation museums from around the world. However, until next time, see you around.